In this video, we'll look at how to convert an array to a string in Power Automate. We have the names of a few towns, for instance, in an array format, such as Nellore, Hyderabad. On Power Automate, we need this collection in a string format. So let's look at the steps that follow for this. First, we'll manually trigger a flow from Instant Cloud Flow in Power Automate. After that, we'll put the action join under the compose action. Just run the flow after saving it. The array is converted into a string as shown below in the output. In this video, we will now learn about how to use Power Automate to turn a string into a date. In Power Automate, we'll begin by manually triggering the flow. This can be added. A date will be entered. We'll add the same action as the initialize variable, which will divide the day month year of a date string into 3 parts with a comma using the need to include this stage. The date string, 14,10,1999. We will convert this array into the required date format in this step. We will include the same step as initialize the variable for this. We will put an expression that transforms the array format datetime concat variables var datestring, 2, variable var datestring 1, variable var datestring 0, ddmy. We will convert this array into required date for will include the same initialize the v and date in this action. Format datetime concat variables var datestring, 2, variables var datestring, 1, variables var datestring, 0, ddmy. In this video, we will manually trigger our flow first. Create on Power Automate Instant Cloud Flow, then select Manually Trigger Flow to accomplish this. The action initialize variable will now be added to the flow to initialize variable. Change the type to string. A value that you want to convert into a currency data format should also be inserted. The action initialize variable will now be added to the flow to initialize a variable and change the a value that you want to convert into a currency data format should also be inserted. Again, we'll introduce a new action called format number to format the compose's output into currency. The flow is now ready. To try it, we must first save and select manually. Here's the outcome. In this video, you'll learn how to use Microsoft Flow or Power Automate to convert a string to a variety of data types. These subjects are convert string to begin by manually triggering the flow on PA by adding manually trigger a flow. Instant Cloud Flow. We will also add 2 customer inputs as text. The next stage will involve adding compose actions, which will change the input text or string into an integer. We'll employ a formula utilizing it for this. Int, trigger body, text, int, trigger body, text _1, add outputs compose _2. Similar to this, it will translate 2 string values into integers and compute their addition when we input 2 string values. In this case, we'll use the same numbers, 22 and 23. In this video, we can automatically generate this by using Microsoft Flow. Let us create the flow. Go to https://flow.microsoft.com and sign in with your Office 365. Create from the navigation the flow name and in the Choose Your Flows trigger select when an item is created the SharePoint site address from the site address dropdown. Once you select the SharePoint site, it will auto-populate the lists in the list name dropdown. Select your list. Then search for variable and choose action and add a initialize variable. Select type as string and in the value click on add dynamic content. Write the below expression and change as your formula. Concat sale list, trigger body, job title, value, ID. Now, we need to update the list column value with this value coming in the variable. You can choose update item flow action. Same as upper expression and change. Now, we need to update the list column value with this value coming in the variable. Then you can choose update item flow action.